288 inmates from Camp Hill tonight are en route to the already overcrowded Western Penitentiary. I'm Ralph Iannotti, and coming up, I'll have a live report.
Also coming up, a girl from Squirrel Hill fatally stabbed in her backyard.
Also ahead, it was the political place to be, or perhaps not to be tonight. The Ben Woods legal fundraiser. And it's the beginning of the end of the high school football season. Good evening. I'm Stacy Smith.
I'm Ray Tannehill. Eyewitness News Update is next.
When it comes to health plans, you might think that Health America limits your choice of doctors. Truth is, you can choose any Health America doctor you like, even change doctors if you want. You might think that just one of our doctors will care for your entire family. Truth is, each member of your family can choose the doctor who's best for his or her own personal needs. And maybe you've also heard that most of our doctors won't send you a bill. Truth is, none of them will.
My kids have asked for my special battered fried chicken. So this week at Shop and Save, I picked up Rockingham USDA Grade A mixed fryer parts, only 39 cents a pound. Chase and Sanborn coffee, $2.99 for the 34.5-ounce can. For breakfast, Kellogg's Special K or Raisin Bran cereal, $1.99. And delicious Shoppers Value ice cream, $1.29 a half gallon.
Shop for the difference at Shop and Save.
For 10 years, Judge Ralph Cappy has served in one of the busiest and best courts in the state. Selected by merit, Judge Cappy cut court backlogs and won a special citation for teaching judges, lawyers, and police. Judge Cappy is the only Supreme Court candidate who's earned the Pennsylvania Bar Association's highest rating and the endorsement of the 31,000 men and women of Pennsylvania's Fraternal Order of Police. Judge Ralph Cappy for the Pennsylvania Supreme Court on merit alone on November 7th.
From KDKA TV2. This is Eyewitness News Update.
Good evening. All is quiet at the state prison at Camp Hill tonight, and it's the first time in 3 days that authorities have been able to say that. The riot has been quelled, apparently for good, and 10 busloads of inmates were taken out of Camp Hill tonight, headed for other state prisons. At least 60 people were injured over the course of the inmate takeover. The first uprising began on Wednesday. The main problem now is what to do with the nearly 1,000 Camp Hill inmates whose cells were destroyed. Well, some of those inmates in the riot-torn prison are now on their way to Western Penitentiary.
And Ralph Iannotti is at Western Penn now with the latest. Ralph?
Well, Stacy and Ray, neither the Western Penitentiary officials nor the Department of Corrections is saying anything officially about what's going on, but I learned tonight that about 288 Camp Hill inmates are being bused here at this hour under state police guard simply because Camp Hill was so badly damaged in the 2 days of rioting. Now, this whole situation is being blamed partly on the overcrowding problem. That's a local, a state, and a national dilemma.
It's a chronic issue that's getting worse day by day, and no one gets very much attention to it. It's only when a catastrophic event, like a prison riot occurs or like an earthquake, that people start to say, hey, we better pay attention to that issue.
Dr. Alfred Bloomstein of CMU has been paying attention to the problems of jail overcrowding for the past dozen years. He's an acknowledged expert in the field. In 1985, he chaired a commission on crime and delinquency that issued a report on ways to alleviate the crisis in state prisons.
You've got two people living where one should be. You're using recreational space. You're using treatment space as living space. The guards are stressed out. The inmates are stressed out. People, when they're stressed out, start to become more hostile to each other.
Doctor, people like you have been worried about the prison overpopulation for years, and I suspect what happened at Camp Hill then is not that big of a surprise.
It was an inevitable consequence of the greater stress that's coming from the crowding that's going on.
Even before the Camp Hill rioting, the state admitted the prison problem was getting worse. Camp Hill was built to hold 1,826 prisoners. Just before the riot, it had 2,656. In Greensburg, the lockup was supposed to house 461. It has 731. Western Penn was supposed to have 1,140. It currently has 1,971. Even at the Mercer prison, capacity was built for 464. It has a population of 754. Now, officially tonight, this prison is saying absolutely nothing, but I'm told by sources inside that Western Penn tonight is under a limited state of emergency. That means guards have had their vacations canceled, and guards will be working mandatory overtime for the time being. Once again, the 288 or so inmates from Camp Hill have not arrived here yet. They're expected in the next couple of hours. Stacy?
All right. Thank you, Ralph. Well, a 17-year-old boy from East Liberty is behind bars tonight for stabbing a girl from Squirrel Hill to death in her own backyard. The victim, Karen Hurwitz, was found last night by her parents. 17-year-old Michael Anderson turned himself into police today and was charged with criminal homicide. Anderson later led police to Highland Park, where the murder weapon, a yard-long samurai sword, was found. Police say it appears the killing was premeditated.
Well, according to Ben Woods, about 150 people attended a fundraiser at a downtown restaurant tonight to help pay the legal bills for his federal racketeering trial. Harold Hayes reports that only one other city council member attended that $100 per ticket affair, but all who came said they were his friends, no matter what happens in court.
Ben Wood's mother in the red and many of his family members came. Former City Council President Robert Raid Stone, who once faced federal charges and was acquitted, also came. He would say nothing to reporters.
Would you give us a comment about this?
Why did you guys come out tonight?
Wood's attorney, Charles Scarlotta, and co-defendant Michael Hartman's attorney, Jack Doherty, came. Plenty of City Council staff people came, but as the night wore on, only one of 5 City Council members who signed a letter inviting people to the fundraiser arrived, Otis Lyons.
And I don't govern the behaviors or anyone else, but I am here.
Why?
And because Ben is my friend.
The guy that delivers the cheese, the guy that buys the paper for an old lady that don't have a quarter. That's the Ben I'm here for.
His relatives said the gathering was an emotional one. The future actions of a federal jury will decide his fate.
We all love him and we all give him our support, and we think that he's going to come through this very well.
Woods went to the restaurant bar after the fundraiser, saying he was happy that his friends had come to support him. It would be a mistake, though, to judge this event only in terms of who showed up. The bottom line is who contributed. Harold Hayes, KDKA Eyewitness News Update.
The Woods trial continues Monday in federal court. Business owners who have those video poker machines in their bars and stores say they are not ready to surrender. Yesterday, the U.S. Attorney's Office threatened to shut down businesses operating those video poker machines. Well, today, the attorneys representing the video operators filed a complaint with federal court, saying confiscating the games would be a violation of civil rights and goes against state law.
The civil war in Nicaragua may be back on again. Tonight, sources close to Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega hinted Ortega plans to end a ceasefire with U.S.-backed Contra rebels. They say he is ordering the action because of increased attacks by the Contras, despite the fact that a ceasefire was declared more than a year ago. Earlier today, Ortega met briefly with President Bush during a multinational summit in San Jose, Costa Rica. The two exchanged a friendly handshake and a few words, but according to a White House spokesperson, that was about it. The two have been at odds for years over the Contras, but both are at the two-day summit to focus on other issues, namely drugs and foreign debt.
American hostage Terry Anderson turned 42 today, his 5th birthday in captivity. Anderson is the longest-held hostage in Lebanon, and in Washington today, his family and friends gathered to hold a chapel service to remember him and all the other Americans still being held. Terry Anderson held hostage for 1,686 days.
Introducing the 1990 Acura Integra, an automobile that can make getting there considerably more than half the fun.
If your car pulls to one side, if your steering wheel is off-center, your car could be out of alignment. At Midas, trained professionals with the latest technology align your car right. Midas realigns foreign cars and light trucks, too, the right way. Before your tires show uneven wear, have your alignment checked, or you could be shortening tire life and taking risks. You see, we're serious about safety. Hey, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Beautiful carpeting, beautiful upholstery. Now it's easy to keep them clean with a Power Steamer by Bissell. The Power Steamer is a professional-style cleaning machine. Deep clean carpeting, spots and spills, and whole rooms. Clean upholstery, sofas, chairs, and in your car. The Power Steamer shoots a warm cleaning formula and pulls out deep-down dirt vacuums can't. It's Bissell's best with many special features. Don't rent, own your own Bissell Power Steamer and deep clean anytime you like.
Only $159.88 now at Kmart.
It's this weekend only. Roth Carpet is having a day and night carpet sale.
It's 24 hours of sensational savings. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m.
GMC Truck now offers proof that actions speak louder. It's Action Cash with $1,000 cash back on S15 pickups or $1,250 cash back on S15 Jimmys. Available both on new 89 and 90 models. Or choose low APR GMAC financing. So don't miss Action Cash at GMC Truck. You'll have a very good reaction.
GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
GMC Truck.
Here now is Bob Kutzman with our weather forecast.
Hey, there'll be one big change over the weekend.
What's that?
It has nothing to do with weather at all.
What is it?
Well, I'll get to
Clocks.
that in just a moment. The clocks, that's exactly right. Look at my forecast now for KD country tonight. Once again, we'll have fair skies. There'll be morning fog, low temperature in the low 40s. All righty, tomorrow and Sunday, no change in the weather at all, 74. But look at the sunrise on tomorrow will be 7:45, then 6:46. Sunset on Sunday, ooh, 5:21. It'll be almost dark at 5:30, or at least by 5:45 or thereabouts. But 2 gorgeous days ahead. A beautiful weekend. Get out there and enjoy it. 52 right now under clear skies. 75 degrees this afternoon. Close to our record high of 80. 40. That was our low this morning. The wind's now light out of the south at only 3 miles an hour. The pressure hasn't changed a whole lot in the past 12 hours, as a matter of fact. Pollution index good. The moderate runs from the 30s all the way up through the 90s. Hazelwood, by the way, still up over 100. Unhealthful air quality in Hazelwood at the present time. All right, in the east, mainly clear skies, patches of clouds, high cirrostratus clouds in our area, a few showers. Along the east coast of Florida, showers and thunderstorms in, West Texas on up to an area around Oklahoma City, just west of Oklahoma City, on into northern parts of Missouri right now, moving off to the east, northeast. This whole system will continue to weaken, so we're not going to have any rain around here until the middle of next week. Record high in Mansfield, 74, up at Marquette, Michigan, 71, and temperatures were in the 70s all the way through northern parts of New England. Temps have cooled down to the 50s. Now it's down to 49 at Youngstown, but elsewhere temps are in the 50s. Our weather watcher, that's Andy Voynick, and that's in Independence Township in Beaver County. Fog in the morning, a lot of sunshine in the afternoon, 54 degrees right now in Independence Township. Upper air pattern doesn't change at all at around 18 through 35,000 feet. The high is just stationary, planked in the eastern part of the country. That won't change until the middle of next week. Once again, a gorgeous day all through the northeast. This whole system gradually moving eastward. Quite a snowstorm in the central Rockies on up and through Montana later in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. But well into the 70s in Hawaii area, eastern part of the United States. Here's my forecast. Tonight, fair, cool, patches of morning fog, low temperature in the low 40s. And over the weekend, the same thing. Look at my 5 days, 74, 74, 74. 72, a few showers Tuesday night, then a rainy, cool day on Wednesday. Beautiful weekend. Get out there and enjoy it.
Will do. Thanks, Bob.
Next up, Bob Pompiani in the sports.
And we have some exciting high school football highlights to show you tonight. Plus, we have the story of a record-breaking performance by Mapletown's Derek Bonney. As a matter of fact, our sports producer, Bruce Shetman, is working on those highlights as we speak, and we'll have them for you in just a couple of moments from right now.
Tonight's Eyewitness Sports is sponsored by your Super Chevy dealers. In Western Pennsylvania, we drive Chevy. The Chevrolet division of General Motors and your Super Chevy dealers have combined to bring this area a special allocation of new 1990 Chevy Luminas. Test drive a Lumina right now and register to win a vacation. You could be one of 3 local families to win a trip for 4 to the Disneyland MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida, including hotel accommodations and round-trip airfare on American Airlines. Register at your Super Chevy dealer and listen to KDKA AM radio for details on how you could win many other prizes. Disney World is as close as your #1 Super Chevy dealers in KDKA radio.
A lot of mornings in Tennessee start with the smell of Tennessee Pride country sausage. And the taste is the taste of the clear rain that waters our spices, and morning breezes and gentle warmth. And some say you'll taste the sunrise. Tennessee Pride country sausage. There's a reason we call it that.
Kento's the cool for your caddy, the juice for your jag. It's the jolt in your coat and what wins you the drag.
You want to add life to the life of your car? Give it the good stuff. Kendall Motor Oil. Pour it in and pour it on.
It's the push in your pickup, the zap in your seat, the revs in your turbo at the heart of your Lando GT. Pour it in, pour it on, pour in the Kendall and pour it on.
There are times that are meant to be shared. That's why Giant Eagle gives you 2 prints for 1 absolute minimum price on Kodak paper, 1 to keep and 1 to share. But special times call for special processing.
Grandpa, close your eyes and make a wish.
That's why you need Mark 35 film developing from Giant Eagle. Because at Giant Eagle, our technicians are trained by Kodak and use only Kodak paper and chemicals right in our own lab. Mark 35 twin prints from Giant Eagle for those times that are meant to be shared.
It's the final days of Prezant Carpet's free installation carpet sale. Get free installation on every carpet package we sell, plus pay nothing till May. Only at Prezant's Carpet. Hurry, sale ends.
High school football action, plenty of it. Here's Bob.
Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. There are only 2 weeks left in the high school football regular season, which means that every game this time of year takes on more significance, especially a game in Mapletown, where the score really was a secondary item of interest tonight because there was a record set. Mapletown beats California 17-0, but Derek Bonna became the WPIAL's all-time leading rusher with this 8-yard effort right here in the third quarter. He needed 51 yards to break John Green's record, and he got 54 before he was taken out of the game. He had been bothered by some injuries. Bonner now has 4,715 career rushing yards as Mapletown wins that game, as we told you. Elsewhere, Upper St. Clair had a tough one tonight, but they beat North Allegheny 21-14 the score with 7-7 third quarter. Casey Gillespie here, 33-yard pass to Mike Quealy for the Panthers, and he gets all the way down to the 7-yard line. It sets up a touchdown, 14-7 USC. Now watch this sequence. Paul Fahler, quarterback for North Allegheny, intercepted by USC's Pete Habib. He's one of our Butler blue chippers. He's trying to get that extra yardage on the return, but he fumbles, and Mark Fazio recovers. North Allegheny has it right back on the same play. One play after that one, Tigers, Tim McCarvey, 35 yards up the middle down to the 2-yard line. They turn it into a score, and this makes it 14-14. Now, 2:28 left fourth quarter. Again, it's Casey Gillespie, 43 yards, this time to Phil Dunn, and the Panthers go up 21-14. North Allegheny did have one last try, a last-ditch effort. Paul Fahler hands off. He gets it back on the flea flicker. Looking downfield, but he'll find no one except Kevin Ory of Upper St. Clair for the interception. As USC remains undefeated, they go on to win that game, as I told you, 21-14. Elsewhere, North Hills beats Baldwin 36-6. Penn Hills 21, Connellsville 7. Hempfield 30, McKeesport 14. Gateway 7-0 over Central Catholic. Butler 38, Ringgold 10. Trinity 16, Bethel Park 14. That's an upset. Blackhawk 20-6 over Ambridge, also an upset. Indiana 47, Fox Chapel 21. Laurel Highlands in a shootout, 46-25 over Southmoreland. Bell Vernon shuts out TJ. Seneca Valley 18, Aliquippa 7. That's an upset. Chartiers Valley 27, Uniontown 6. Elsewhere, Highlands 26, North Catholic 6. Derry 13, Tri-Valley 12. Mount Pleasant loses to Latrobe by 5. Newcastle 25, Moon 6. Montour 21, Hopewell 6. Jeanette 43, East Allegheny 12. Washington beats Charleroi 6-0 in a Century Conference AA game down in Washington. Late third quarter, Washington on the move in a scoreless game. On the quarterback keeper, Brian Milligan gets 13 yards right here. Set up shop for Washington. Then watch this carry coming up by Jim Fields, a la Christian Okoye, as he bowls over the defense, actually punishes them as he gets a much-needed first down right there, and that sets up his own touchdown as Fields will take it over from 8 yards away, and this made it 6-0 Washington on top. Charleroi still had a chance. 50 seconds left in the game. They're going to block a Washington punt right here, and they have it back at midfield. And still plenty of time left to get some points. But Charleroi could not move the ball all night long. Brad Dekas is sacked here by a host of Washington defenders. They hold on to beat Charleroi. The score was 6-0. And afterwards, well, the players gave head coach Guy Monteclevo the Bill Parcells honorary dunk of Gatorade. They were happy tonight. Washington wins it 6-0 the final. Beaver 20, New Brighton 7 the final there. That's an upset. Katanning 30, Greensburg Central Catholic 16. Waynesburg shuts out Bentworth. Elwood City 28, Beaver Falls 6. Center 27, Freedom 14. And we have some highlights there. 1:38 left. Freedom up 14-12. This is Todd Alexander with a 5-yard touchdown run. They get a 2-point conversion. They also had another touchdown right after that, and they really put it away last couple of minutes of the game as they win that one, 27-14. Elsewhere tonight, Canavan 8, South Park nothing. Carleton loses to West Allegheny. South Allegheny over Wilkinsburg. Farrell 43. West Middlesex nothing. Jefferson Morgan over Monessen 41-14. Leechburg 12, Apollo Ridge 7. Rochester 29, South Fayette 13. Wilmington 20, Mercer 6. Clairton over Richland tonight, and this was the first night game ever at Richland. They bought some lights, and they had a live ram there tonight, as a matter of fact. They spared no expense for this one. The only lights, however, were on the scoreboard belonged to Clairton, and this is their quarterback, Wade Wayne. And he gets outside on the option. He will go in from 10 yards. 14-7. Clairton had the lead at that point. Then the Rams had a chance second half. They made 6 turnovers, however. That was their big problem. Sean Nacy intercepted by Omar Carr. As I mentioned, 6 turnovers tonight, and Clairton upsets Richland 28-7 in Richland's first night game. Mohawk beats Neshannock 34-8. Geibel 29, Carmichael's nothing. Hickory 17, Greenville 7. Sharon 28, Reynolds nothing. And Peabody in the City League, they beat Carrick 38-22. Well, after an 11-day layoff, the World Series resumed tonight in the San Francisco Bay Area, and apparently layoff will have no effect on the outcome of this series. They played in front of 62,000. Dave Henderson, call him the new Mr. October. He's having a huge night. 2 home runs, an RBI double. Tony Phillips also got in the hit barrage. He gets one of 5 Oakland home runs. We also got some great defense here. Sheridan looking for a hit. Great play by Mark McGuire at first base to throw him out. Then the coup de grace came from Jose Canseco, who early on had been knocked down twice by Scott Gereltz, and he makes up for it here. A 3-run home run, and the A's are all over the San Francisco Giants 13-3. They will lead that series 3-0. More bad news for the Penguins tonight. Goaltender Tom Barrasso will be out for 6 weeks after he found out that his injury to his right wrist was actually a broken right wrist. He'll have surgery on it next Tuesday. Tonight in the NHL, Rangers and the Islanders playing in New York. This is Richard Pilon giving it away to Marco Grodnik, and he moves in. Great save there by Mark Fitzpatrick as he takes it away from O'Grodnik. Then Pat LaFontaine on the power play to Doug Crossman. He shoots and scores. Islanders at one point had a 5-2 lead. They have to settle for a 5-5 tie with the Rangers. Elsewhere tonight, Los Angeles and Winnipeg. We have some highlights here. Wayne Gretzky, great pass to Luke Robitaille. He had 2 goals in the second period. This is one of them, and it made it 2-1 Kings. Third period, more Gretzky. He had 2 assists tonight. This is the second one to Bob Kudelski. Makes it easy for the rookie. That made it 3-1, and that was the final as the Kings beat the Jets. Elsewhere, Buffalo 6, Toronto 5, and Calgary and Vancouver right now tied 3-3 in the third. Finally tonight, it is now official. Bubby Brister will be the Steelers starting quarterback this Sunday against the Chiefs. We are told all 3 quarterbacks will dress, but it appears as if Rick Strom will be the number 2 quarterback after Todd Blackledge was demoted to 3rd string. And of course, tomorrow it's Notre Dame, Pitt, Penn State, Alabama. We'll have all the highlights coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Eyewitness Sports.
Busy weekend.
Oh, doesn't end, ever.
Thanks, Bob. Coming up, if you like happy endings, at least on the surface, there was a syrupy sweet one this morning on Today.
Plus, something to make your skin crawl.
Design News says Eagle Premier breathes class. Its aerodynamic design combines European style with high tech, resulting in a
great-looking car.
You've read it?
I wrote it.
Let me guess, you like Eagle Premier's European styling.
Right.
High-tech engine.
Right.
Transmission, suspension.
Right.
And you had to pay top dollar to get it.
Wrong.
You know, there's a feature on this BMW that you ought to know about. It's free. You could win it in Boron's license plate jackpot. Boron has one available to give away every week for 8 weeks, plus $515 fill-ups of Boron Super. To win, see if your license plate number is on the winner's list posted each week at your station. Who knows? You might have a new BMW on your bumper and not even know it. Play license plate jackpot at Boron.
One drive, final time for clearance deals in 89 Toyota.
It's the last big clearance drive of 89. Drive Toyota 4x2, the truck of the year. Now with big factory-to-dealer incentives. Toyota's 4x4 of the year. Now with incentives to move and option package savings for the deal of the year on Toyota's trucks of the year. The last big sales drive is on, so take
one drive, it's clearance time, Toyota.
Who done it? Find out who done it in the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, at the Pittsburgh Playhouse.
This business update is brought to you by Mellon Bank.
Americans' personal income rose a lackluster 0.3% in September. That's less than economists had projected. Meantime, consumer spending rose a disappointing 0.2%. Both figures show new evidence the economy is continuing to slow. Looking ahead, in its latest edition, Business Week reports investor Carl Icahn may once again increase his stake in USX Corporation. Watch for reaction on Wall Street.
This business update has been brought to you by Mellon Bank.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through, so Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go? Call your Mellon banker and get your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes.
Well, Pittsburgh may not be rated anymore as the most livable city in the country, but we're not sore losers. As proof, here is a new billboard on Bigelow Boulevard. A duplicate of the billboard also went up this week in Seattle, the new most livable city in America. According to the Places Rated Almanac, Pittsburgh is now ranked as the 3rd most livable city. Well, Jane Pauley announced today that she is leaving the Today Show. After 13 years in morning news, Pauley has decided to move on and do a prime-time news program with NBC. Her successor will be news anchor person Deborah Norville, who, despite rumors that the two despised each other, received best wishes and an alarm clock today.
You are already a veteran of the Dawn Patrol. You already have my respect and my friendship. Here's my alarm clock. Thanks.
Oh, brother.
Sister.
Sister?
Pauley said she regretted reports of fighting with co-host Brian Gumbel and Norville. Pauley will stay on the Today Show until the end of the year.
Finally tonight, for a Halloween treat, where's the best place to find creepy crawlers and things that go bump in the night? Well, for many, the answer was the Pittsburgh Zoo, where the annual Halloween happening took place. Folks put on their Halloween garb for a spooky walk to the reptile house, where they found a lot more than just reptiles. And that is it for this edition of Eyewitness News.
Our next news tomorrow evening at 6. Now stay tuned for Inside Edition.
And from all of us here at Eyewitness News, good night.
KDKA TV, Pittsburgh. Group W, a Westinghouse broadcasting station.